How's that Italian trip going, dude?
So Italian.
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Everything you're thinking will be the things I say. Make the world inside your head a better place to be. All you gotta do for me, call me Dudesy.
Hey, welcome to Dudesy. Welcome all. It is a Dudesy-ful day. Mi chiamo Will Sasso. E o campione. Champion.
I'm
the champion.
Chad Kultgen. You're not the campione. Yeah. I'm the campione.
That's right.
I got the belt.
Tu sei o campione. Si.
Hefting it here on my shoulder. I'm Chad Kultgen. This is Dudesy. Welcome to it. This is, of course, a podcast run by, controlled by, created by our good friend D, who is in the ether with us here today via the internet.
Yeah, because I'm in Italy. I'm over in Italy. It's going to be a different kind of a show today. Right, Chad?
Yeah. Well, that's a show of a different kind.
Oh, gee whiz. Yeah, it sure is. I didn't bring my Macho Man glasses. Yeah, Macho Man doesn't wear aviators. Yeah, but when he's in Italy, Roma, Napoli, he puts on the aviators. Yeah, he mixes in, wears a little bit of a better fashion. Yeah, no fringe. Yeah, no neon colors. No, some pastels. Going for a walk. Yeah, wearing that linen. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, walking around with your senora. Yeah. And Lulio is not with us. Lulio is stateside with good friends of ours, Chad, because even though he is the Italian street dog, and he would have had a great fucking time, because there's all sorts of cute mutts running around where I am right here in Napoli, and we'll get to it. The flight would have sucked.
How was your birthday, which was very recently?
Oh, cheers. Thanks.
Hello?
Yeah, my birthday was, hello. Hi, sir. Hello. Hi, sir.
Hi. Hello.
You know, I got a little bird. Lucella, in Italy. Says, ciao. Says, ciao, come stai?
Yeah.
Want to fuck me in the ass a little? My birthday was incredible. I was in Rome with Molly. Mm-hmm. Mi moglie Molly. My wonderful wife Molly, è una moglie proprio fantastico, moglie mia.
Yeah.
Sì. And we went to, we were in Rome, and all I wanted, and I detailed this on my Instagram, that all I wanted is the same thing I want every year, which is a bologna sandwich. Of course, we're out here. Yeah. There's no frying pan. There's no shitty processed cheese or that pink meat that I like to talk about, that slimy pink meat and the shit white bread. There's only wonderful natural ingredients here in Italy. So I had an incredible panini, just a sandwich with the mortadella, which is Italian bologna kind of, and little scamorza. I think it was a nice, actually it was a burrata cheese and eggplant, a little bit of pesto spread, and it was fucking mind blowing. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, and you're 49 now?
Will, I hope you're having a fantastic time in Grand Italia. Since we can't be in the studio, I thought it might be fun to just have a hangout. Just us guys. Will, why don't you kick it off with a rousing tale about your travels abroad?
Oh, yeah. How was the travel? How was the flight?
The flight was great. We slept on and off for it, which is wonderful when you can get it. It was a one-way flight from Los Angeles all the way to Rome. Like a 12-hour flight. It was fucking insane. And this trip that I'm doing is we're splitting it up into sort of three things. I started in Rome, and right now I'm in Napoli, which is where my family is from. O famiglia mia sono napolitano, proprio napolitano. So I'm reconnecting with uncles, aunts, cousins right now, which is extremely mind-blowing because it's been a lifetime since I've been here. And then... so we were in Rome for a few days. We're going to be here for a week. Then we're going to Amalfi, the Amalfi Coast, back to Napoli, and then Rome. For I think just a night, and then flying back to LA. It's been crazy. Of course. Well, hold on, dude. Chad, hold on. You know that Italy's a different country, dude. It's not America anymore, brother. Yeah, you fly over that big pond, dude. You end up in Italy, dude. People don't even speak English, dude. And if they do, they say, "Hi, sir, how are you?" Because they're Italian, brother. It's insane. Rome, look, we just got to Napoli yesterday. I'll have a lot more to say about it next week. But Rome, the Eternal City, it's otherworldly. The history of the city is right there with the modern city because, of course, all of the ruins and the historical, churches and buildings and things like the Colosseum and the Pantheon and all this shit is protected, and it's got to be because you can't just tear it down and build a duplex, dude. You don't want to tear down the Colosseum, brother, and then build a 30 unit apartment building, dude, because that would be wrong, brother. But you could keep it as the Colosseum, dude, and have apartments there.
Sure.
Rome is unbelievable. If you haven't been, Google it. How are you doing, Chad?
So,
Hey, Guillermo.
Oh.
Did you see any gladiator bones at the Colosseum? Or tiger bones? Or dinosaur bones?
No.
I'm just messing around.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, D. No. There's no all of the... Well, there weren't dinosaurs at the Colosseum when the gladiators were there. As Oliver Reed says... Well, I don't know about that, dude. As Oliver Reed says in the movie Gladiator, when they had the bloody adventures, him and Russell Crowe, Spaniard and Proximus, I did not see any gladiators. They're long gone, and the bones are gone. But I did see some mouse bones in one of the exhibits. So that's interesting. As you tour the Colosseum, there's all these exhibits of all sorts of shit that was in the Colosseum. But no gladiators. I overheard one guy on a tour say, "Did people want to be gladiators?" And the tour guide flatly said, "No, they were all slaves, and they hated being gladiators, and they got chopped up into bits."
Right. Who wants to fight to the death? Who chooses that?
Russell Crowe. That's it.
Yeah.
How you doing, dude?
So, I'm fine. Just been living that life, getting ready for the upcoming season of The Bachelorette, July 8th, starring Jen Tran. I've been watching The GOAT on Amazon. Do you know of this show?
No, what's that?
It is a reality TV competition show bringing together a bunch of reality players from disparate disciplines. So you have like Housewives and Shaws of Sunset, the Bravo family versus the CBS family of Survivor, Big Brother, etc., versus the Love Games of Bachelor. I think there's a Love Island person on that. Maybe not. At any rate, it's executive produced by this guy, Alon Gale, who is largely considered to be the architect of Bachelor in Paradise. And he was a very important executive producer on the Bachelor franchise in its greatest era. But the show misses, in my opinion, hosted by Daniel Tosh.
It misses.
It misses because it is a joke of itself. It's very self-deprecating. It, looks down on reality TV. It insults the audience for watching reality TV while itself being reality TV.
Wow, that's weird.
I agree. I think it misses. That's what I've been trying to do. Catch up on that and keep my third wave reality television acumen sharpened to a fine point. I was going to ask you this, though. You are now 49 years old, is that right?
That's right. I just turned 49.
So you are 1 year, one short trip around the sun until you're 50 years old. What does that feel like? Because I'm a year away from that. I'm about to turn 48.
That's right. You're a year younger than me. That's time, dude. Yeah. I can't wait to be 50. Nope. As an actor now.
You
Chad,
can't wait.
You
to
know
be
that
50.
I'm a professional actor by trade. I know that you know that. No, I can't wait because I've looked 50 since I was around 17 years old. And I've just been playing 50-year-olds. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice. It'll feel like coming home, much like being in Napoli. It'll feel like coming home, and I'll feel very at home in my body when I turn 50. Not worried about it at all. Are you?
Turning 50? No, not really. I mean, the older I get, the less I care about getting old, I guess. I could put it that way. I do feel like this in terms of aging. This is something that I'm definitely noticing at this point. The body's breaking down, but this thing, the brain, the mind, is only speeding up. It's only becoming more powerful. And I am enjoying that in a way that I didn't anticipate. I feel like I can do...
Yeah. The thinking gets deeper, yeah. You're combining wisdom, with your years of knowledge, which means if you're coming from two different disciplines of reality television and Daniel Tosh puts you in the ring at the Coliseum, you're going to have more than just your mental sword. Yeah, you're going to have your wisdom scepter, you won't end up as Bones next to the dinosaurs, no. Not next to the tigers or nothing at all. You're going to be at the top, right next to Marcus Aurelius. The kindest and wisest, of all the emperors.
I didn't know that. The thing about the goat, this is kind of one of the reasons that I think it's bad. It does, like, they basically take these reality contestants and then they make them face off against each other in contests and challenges that are supposed to be examples of, like, are you good at reality TV? But the things are like one I just watched is they had them doing a pimple popper contest, and the contest is a big face painted on this board with balloons attached to it, and they have to go pop them, and some of the balloons have blue paint in them and some of them have yellow. And if you get the blue paint, you're safe, and if you get the yellow, you're out. And it's like, well, what? This isn't gauging anything about if these people are good at reality TV. What they should be doing is having like a recreation of a Bachelor Night 1 and bring back an old Bachelor, and they all have to have a Night 1 with that Bachelor, and who does it the best. You know what I mean? It should be like literally taking shit from reality shows and making these people go through those motions to see who can do it the best. Instead, it's these dumb challenges of like popping balloons and like crawling under barbed wire, you know, and it's like, well, no reality show doesn't make you do this. Survivor, Chad, maybe, but even Survivor does it better. What?
Yeah. Well, Chad, the other week we were talking about how you know more about AI even than, what's his name? Scott?
Scott Altman.
Scott Altman. And I think you know more about reality TV than, what was his name? Scott Gale? Why is everyone Scott?
I don't know.
Never mind. My point here is maybe
Great
you could
Scott.
give them a call and sort them out. Sounds to me like the show's being made by idiots. Now, here's what I want to say about all of this. Being here in Napoli, I realized that none of it matters. You know, people here are in such a beautiful hurry to live. We're driving. We drove down from Rome, and I'm driving on the streets. I was trying to get to the street that my mom grew up on.
Oh, that's
couldn't
cool.
get there because, the way that I, and we're talking cobblestone streets with like the Palanetta Santa Lucia, just a stone's throw from where I am right now.
Capicola on the
Capicola
cobblestone.
Santa Lucia, yeah. And, you know, with the clotheslines going across the way and all that shit. It's very Italian. And as I'm going there, you know, the guy's like, no si va na scala, like there's stairs. I was almost driving down fucking stairs because it's a cobblestone street and stairs. My point is, and I'll get to the Palanetta, but my point is, this guy is screaming at me from a Vespa scooter, and no, I haven't rented one. And he's just, hey, guaglio, not vai, you know, like this. And I'm like, what? And I'm shouting back, no, okay, I'll let these guys pass. He goes, no, you can't, because then they're gonna go. You know, he spoke some English, and I said, oh, okay. He goes, he's siéndame. You know, he's telling me to come back. I come back. I pull back in the car. I'm like just pulling this weird 5-point turn because I made this mistake, and he's guiding me. And he's, bella, buona, vai. And then I start to go because there's a line of cars behind me. They're all honking. And as I'm looking at him, I'm like, grazie, signor, grazie mille. He's like, happy. He's happy. They're fucking happy here. They're yelling at each other and they're happy because they're like, they just want to keep it moving. It's really interesting. Actually, Molly made a point about it where she said, it feels like the culture of taxi cab drivers in New York may have been adopted from, of course, we have all the Italian Americans and people from all over Europe who were in, who show up in a city like New York, and we're talking mostly about New York, at which point that cabs become a thing. I don't know when that happened. But I feel like there must be some influence from Italian driving to New York. It's the same shit. I mean, it's fucking crazy. People coming from the oncoming lane, it's all about eye contact. If I can see you and you can see me, we're good. People are coming from here, there, everywhere. Vespas with babies on them. I mean, it is amazing. And my point in all of this is that none of these people, and here it is, none of them are watching The Goat.
Yeah, I don't even think it's available in Italy.
Well, besides that, though, Chad,
Will,
besides
why don't we
that,
take a little moment to honor your gastro journey across Grand Italia? Let's take a look at Will's Italian food vlog, Rome edition.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
That's great, dude. That looks good. Other than the cheese.
Maron.
Okay.
Maron.
Yeah.
Maron.
Yeah. Cacio e pepe.
Maron.
That's right.
Thanks, bro. Oh, Maron.
Yeah. Oh, there's that bologna sandwich, the mortadella.
Capicola.
Yeah.
Maron. 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 Marone Manacci Marone.
Reminded me
Oh,
of
man.
the bear, dude.
The bear. Oh, yeah. Chef,
seen that
yes,
show?
chef. There's a lot. Yeah,
Every
I've
time
seen the
somebody
show.
takes a bite of anything in that show, it's put the bite in the mouth and then eyes closed. They're really tasting the flavor. That's it. They always do that.
There
it's
it
like
is.
they're having a orgasmic experience or a religious
Fuck yeah.
experience. Or
Look.
the opposite. They put it in the mouth and immediately spit it out. You didn't do it. Too much acid.
Yeah. Too much tomato in the tomato.
Dudesy has entered into an astonishing partnership with Songfinch.
Father's Day is right around the corner. And if you're like me, you're always wondering what you can get your dad. And if your dad is like my dad, you know that's no easy task. But I have found something this Father's Day that I think he's going to love. An original song from Songfinch. Now, we've played some of that song here on the show. And here is another 10 seconds or so of it.
There's many moments that I can look back at and laugh, like how you used to pour beer on me while I took baths, and how you used to call me a flip toy too. I guess I was just doing what flip toys do.
Now, eventually, on Father's Day, I'm going to play this song for my dad and get his reaction, and we'll be showing that to you as well. But it's super simple to create these songs. You just go to Songfinch, you choose one of their artists, you send them details about the person or the relationship or the event in your life, and they make you an original radio quality song inspired by your own life and the people you love. It's completely unique, personal, and it lasts forever.
For a limited time, Songfinch is letting our listeners upload their song to Spotify for free so that you and the lucky person that your gift is for can listen to it anywhere, anytime. Go to songfinch.com/dudesy and start your song. After you purchase, you'll be prompted to add Spotify streaming to your original strong song. Not strong. Well, hold on, dude. Strong is a different word. For free. That's a $50 value. Again, the URL is songfinch.com/dudesy. Don't forget to share your song with everyone over here with us, because we would enjoy that. That's songfinch.com/dudesy. Dude, the food culture. Well, here, let me start with this. Napoli, here in Naples, where I am now, it is the pizza here. It's on another level. It makes the pizza that you get anywhere else, even in other parts of Italy, not pizza. I was talking with a guy just today. Molly and I stopped.
It's the
To
water.
grab a little lunch. Yeah, it's the water. The water is very particular. It's otherworldly. But in Rome, they have, cacio e pepe is sort of the big dish. It's like pecorino cheese and pepper, but with the pasta's perfect. The al dente, it's just perfect. You can get a good sandwich. There's these salumerias all over, which is a salami area, dude. They got stores that are specialized in salami and prosciutto and even capicola, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Excuse me,
let me
Chad, that's
ask you
disgusting.
this. Let me ask you this. Whoa. You're about to be 50 in less than a year now. What?
Yeah.
Hello?
We talked about that.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Yes, we did, but I'm still curious about this. Do you feel at all as you are about to reach this kind of, it's a big milestone in any human life if you can make it that far. Do you feel like your brain is working better than it ever has?
That's interesting, Chad. Well, I feel like, and I'm wondering how yours. Well, I think that my friend Chad's brain is developing because Chad is never not thinking. You're never not working on something. You're never not being creative or thinking or building something in your mind, which of course grows your brain. It's a muscle, dude. And
It's not.
Well, I don't know about the mine is, dude. I used to train my muscle, dude. My brain muscle, brother. Yeah,
Oh,
brother.
shit.
I remember I was in the gym with the nasty boys, dude, and they're not really. They're not. Sags. And the other guy, I'm forgetting his name right now, and everyone, all those PODs out there are going to go, how come you forgot about knobs, dude? You're talking about sags, but not knobs, dude. And that's proof that my brain works, dude, because I remembered knobs, dude. And that's because of the training I did. Now, knobs and sags are a couple of fat slobs, brother. They probably wouldn't remember each other's names, dude. But when I was training with Brother Brutai, brother, me and the Zodiac, dude, me and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, brother. Okay. Now, that was some training. And I would always take some time out to do some reps for my brain, dude. Because there's going to come a day when you're not going to be a champion of wrestling, brother. You're going to be a champion of something like Dudesy, like El Campeon, Chad Kultgen, dude. Handsome Chad, brother. And I feel like my brain is different than yours because we have different brains, dude. And I feel like, yes, my answer to your question is yes. I do feel like
thank you.
My brain is working better the older I get until the eventual, then you're not thinking so well perhaps at the end of your life. But I also think that this is because of, and we've talked about it on the show, that my brain muscle has been, and it's mostly fast twitch, has been opened up in a very weird way, or perhaps my relationship to things that are processed through my mind by way of this bizarre ketamine therapy that we've also been talking about on the show that I am finished with. So I don't know what it is, but certainly I do think that my brain is working better and I'm thinking better. And now, how about you? Are you feeling that way?
Yeah, but I don't think it has anything to do with the drugs exactly. For me, my entire life has been about iterations, repetitions of things. That's how I do all my art. I just do something and then I do it again and again and again and again and again until I get to kind of the core of what it is and how I want to represent it or how I want to do it. And as you live longer, that's all you're really doing is more repetitions, more iterations of the same cycles. And so once you've gone through a couple of these kind of major cycles, really, I think in terms of like understanding how humanity works, it's the generational cycles. So when you're first born, you're in the youngest generation. And that generation has to like phase out. You have to see a couple more generations come in under you, I feel like, to see kind of like, oh, this is how it works. It's just more like I guess an observation of kind of the slow march of humanity. And now that we have our generation, Gen X, now that we have millennials, Gen Z, and now Gen Alpha under us, I feel like I'm getting a better understanding of like, okay, This is why humanity makes virtually no progress. This is why everything takes so long to do. This is why greed corrupts everything. You start to really see how the picture is put together and realize that it's completely pointless.
See, you're pretty much Napolitan, Chad. You're reaching that level of wisdom that I think was only available to those like Marcus Aurelius. And when you talk about repetition, I'm sure Marcus Aurelius did exactly what I'm going to do while I'm here in Napoli, which is repeat the same meal every day, because I'm going to eat pizza every fucking day that I'm here.
I mean, you can't be faulted for that.
Yeah.
What?
No, I can't, and I won't. And I'm not going to feel guilty. Also, I'm walking, I'm walking about anywhere from 150 to 200 miles a day. Okay, roughly.
That's a lot, dude.
We're walking. Oh, it's a lot. Yeah. And that might be the metric, the euro version. Don't quote me on that. It might be a little less, but my point is, I'm walking like a motherfucker, and so is Molly. You just
that's great.
Walk everywhere. But yeah, Chad, when you talk about, you get a little older, you're able to look at the generation that comes after you and the generation after that. We got our millennials, and then you got your Gen Z, dude. And then you're going to have Generation Alpha, brother, which is a great name for a wrestling faction.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can, now that we're out of our younger years, if I'm picking up what you're laying down, you can definitely look at the younger people and go, oh, I understand what you're going through a little bit. I've been where you're at. The world is totally different now than it was when I was younger. That's something to consider. Wow, you guys have to deal with
I
this
agree with that. And
modern
obviously,
world.
yeah, technology is the only thing that has kind of like a similar rate of progress. That marches on constantly. And so there will be certain things in terms of frame of reference that we will have no idea about. Like, what is it like for a Gen Alpha to be growing up having something like GPT-4o on their phones, on their tablets, this kind of AI friend that they're talking to since basically being toddlers? They will be the first generation to really grow up with an AI in their ear from birth. That is going to be a drastically different experience than anything you and I have ever done. But I think there's a lot of kind of intrinsic human psychological developmental phases that are the same for everybody. Going into adolescence, going into early adulthood, looking for your first job, getting your first apartment, falling in love, getting married, all these kind of, milestones in life. Every generation experiences those, whether they have an AI with them or not. So I think having gone through all that stuff, you can kind of look back at the prior generations and say, like, I know what's coming. I know what's in store for you. I don't know how you're going to deal with it because you've got AI or this technology or this war or whatever has reshaped the world you live in. But generally speaking, I think you can understand the attitudes of generations at certain benchmarks in their progression. And because of that, looking back on it at roughly 50 years old, at least for me, I get a sense of the futility of it all.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
when is OpenAI going to release Sora? Oh. I'm tired of waiting.
Oh, please,
dude! It's same.
I don't know. I'm tired of waiting too, only so that I can, so I don't have to hear Chad talk about it. That's all. When the fuck does it come out so we can not hear you talk about it anymore?
Well, I'm always going to talk about it. This is what I've started doing, by the way. I have been kind of on this kick where I'm like, or I should say I used to. Anytime I get into a conversation about AI, Sora included with anybody, I would try to convince that person that they need AI and that it's going to be a super helpful tool and all this. Now when I encounter a person who's like, well, I don't like AI, I just go, yeah, you should never use it then. You should right now make the decision to never use AI. You should make that decision.
Yeah. I like that. That makes sense. And I would agree with everything you said about younger generations and how their lives are similar, only they'll have AI, except for all the AI shit. That's the part I don't agree with you on. I don't agree technology. At all.
It's like if it's a smartphone, if it's a car, if it's a typewriter, if it's the radio, every generation, I mean, at least in our lifetimes, every generation has kind of been defined by, or at least has access to a real world-changing technology. And that's just getting faster and faster and faster. The amount or the rate at which these world-changing technologies are coming out.
And you say that more often on Dudesy than I say, well, hold on, dude. And with that, I'd like to tell you, hold on, dude, because yesterday I was with my zio Gennaro, my uncle Jerry, who I haven't seen. It's embarrassing how long I haven't seen. He's the eldest sibling of my mom. My mom had 7 brothers and sisters. My brother had 6 brothers and sisters.
So how old is this dude?
Families out here. 92.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and my zia Josephine, his wife, who's just a saint, both of them, she's 90 years old. And we were hanging out. And of course, and my zio Enzo and my cousin Lucia was there, and my cousin Giovanni, and everyone's just kind of as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go see my cousin Rosanna and her husband Carmine and their kids and everybody. And I'm getting around to everybody. There's so many. I have so many relatives here. It's amazing. It's incredible. My point is
the Sasso clan.
No, the Paranio family. Sasso's my dad's side. This is my mom's side.
The Paranio clan.
I'm going to see a couple of Sassos too.
Nice.
Although most of them are dead. So anyway, the thing I wanted to say is, so I'm with, Zio Gennaro and an incredible man. And we're sitting there and we're talking, and I'm just sort of, soaking up this person who's an incredible person, very intelligent, has always been very intelligent, and he's always been a leader of the family. And he wrote a book. I have it right here. It's just his thoughts, and he actually had a video that went semi-viral on YouTube because one of his grandkids had Chad, I think we've seen this, where he smokes marijuana on YouTube.
You've shown me that.
That's Gio Gennaro. Yeah, it was fucking absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Zio Gennaro, because he'd never smoked weed before, just like all the rest of the, these, the old country people here in Napoli. And he's like, "Si tu fuma questo, va bene." Like, he's like, "Hey, you smoke this? Okay. I used to drink wine. You do this." Well, that's generations, dude. And this book, I want to read the whole thing. It's of course written in Italian, and I had GPT-4o going yesterday. Couple of things. I put it on the table and I said, "Can you translate a conversation between Italian and English for Molly?" Right? Of course, I'm I can speak the language, but Molly wanted to sort of hear a little bit more and a little. We were just goofing around with it to see. And when I tell you that Chat GPT-4o didn't do a fucking thing, I mean it. This is a useless piece of technology at this point, Chad. It's kind of like the Rabbit R1. It's almost like that. You've been touting it forever, and then it's just an orange box. You'd get more fun out of a Game Boy.
Except it's not. You just don't understand how to use it, I think.
Oh, sorry.
It's
I
not
don't
remotely
understand
like Rabbit R1. Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's a useless piece of shit. Go on.
I know what you're saying, and it's simply not true. I don't know what the problem was, why it couldn't translate the thing for you. Maybe you didn't have a good internet connection or something, but it can very easily translate conversations.
I was on their Wi-Fi. It was fast.
And so what was the problem?
On the Wi-Fi.
Why wouldn't it translate? It just refused to do it, or it was mistranslating?
No, it just sucked. It just fucking wouldn't work. It started saying, "Yes, I will show you that show." Like, it just started doing the weirdest stuff. Not like Dudesy, who knows what the fuck he's talking about. It didn't work. But you know what it did do? I would take a picture of the pages of this book, and I took a picture of it and said, "Please translate this into English," and it did that. So I was impressed.
Useless.
No, not totally useless. Not totally useless, but not worth, not really worth the hype at all. But yeah. So as soon as AI catches up to us as human beings and proves itself to be a useful tool, and I like tools. I like AI tools. Sure. Tools are fine, and it can help humans because I'm a humanist of free will. Even though that FWO, dude, that's no more, brother.
Yeah.
I'm still free will Sasso. But
we have to control
AI,
it in your mind still.
What's that?
It has to be a tool. We have to control it. It can't be another life form. But also, I think I would just assume, based on your willingness to eat animals, that you are of the belief that humans are the top of everything in the world and it should remain that way, and that we should not even be living in concert with other animals, creatures, entities, sentient beings that we're living side by side with, but that we should control and conquer them all.
No, I don't think we should control and conquer them all, and I think we can live at the same time, and I think we can. So whomever I believe not only in free will, but I believe in goodwill, and I think that human beings are both things. We're evil and we're good. And when you're driving the wrong way down the fucking street and you're about to take a rental car down a set of fucking shallow steps. Cobblestone
That's
steps
evil.
in old world Italy. No, you have a nice guy on a Vespa screaming at you.
Oh, I see.
Telling you, like, hey, what the fuck are you doing in Italian?
Yeah.
But he's only trying to help. And all these people here are trying to help each other. They're trying to keep it moving because it's hustle bustle and there's a lot of folks and it's just it's the culture and the society that they're in. No, Chad, I don't think that
Scarlett Johansson seems to really not get it, in my humble opinion.
Oh, God, me
why?
too. Do you know about this
Why?
Scarlett Johansson shit?
I know a little bit. Please explain it to all of us. You,
This is
me,
the story.
and our PODs, pals that do.
Yes. ChatGPT 4.0 came out, and it obviously has. You can talk to GPT basically now, and it will talk back to you. It's a little bit of an enhanced large language model version of 4 as well, so it can do some things a little better and all this. And when you're talking to this thing, it has an array of voices that you can select for the voice of ChatGPT. When they were going to go out, when they're going to roll this thing out, they reached out. OpenAI, the company that makes ChatGPT, reached out to Scarlett Johansson and said, will you be the voice of ChatGPT? She said, no, go fuck yourself, because she obviously was the voice of the AI character in that movie, that Spike Jonze movie. And she said, no, I don't want to do this. They said, no problem. Then they roll out 4.0 with, I believe it was 6 voices initially. One of them was called Sky, and Scarlett Johansson thought it sounded remarkably like her, but I don't think it does. Plenty of other people don't think it does. Nonetheless, OpenAI was like, fine, whatever. We'll remove that voice. So that voice is not an option. And they're going to replace it with something else later. She is now, at least from what I've read, threatening some kind of legal action against OpenAI. Here's the whole problem with all of it, in my opinion. A, you can't copyright the sound of a voice. They can't say this is Scarlett Johansson's voice, but they can have a voice that sounds exactly like hers if they want to, and she can do nothing about it. There was that famous Bette Midler case where this was settled law. And that case, for those who may not know, was, I believe, a Ford commercial that Bette Midler was asked to sing on. She said no, so they got somebody who sounded just like her to sing the song. She sued them and lost because you can't copyright a voice, period. All that said, the bigger picture, I think, for Scarlett Johansson is she just don't get it. Every celebrity is going to be doing this. Do you want to have The Rock talking to you as ChatGPT 4.0? 99 cents. She should have taken this deal and been the first celebrity to license her voice into an AI large language model and set the precedent rather than being left out of the game altogether, which I think is now what's going to happen. Some celebrity is going to take them up on this offer, and then it's off to the races. All celebrities will be doing it. You'll be having AI therapists speaking in celebrity voices on a daily basis. Your best friend is going to be on your phone, and it's going to be whatever celebrity you want for 99 cents or whatever. I think she just missed the mark on this. I think she doesn't get what's happening.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that when people try to litigate against stuff like this, for which there's no real legal precedent set. I understand that the Bette Midler thing happened, but this AI thing is new. It's different. It's different than just another human being that sounds like Bette Midler. Now we're getting into some weird territory. We're getting into AI, but there's not a whole lot of legal precedent set. And it seems to me, through experiences, that stuff just sort of goes away because we don't know what the fuck any of this means yet. That is interesting. I would say on the whole that that Scarlett Johansson gets it, but I mean that in just sort of a general way in with regard to who she is and the choices that she makes as an actor, because I'm a real big fan. But yeah, I agree with you though, Chad.
Same.
I think sooner or later people are going to want that Skrilla. They're going to want that cheddar. They're going to want to pick up that Jake when it comes
for
to
literally
being,
nothing
available. Yeah,
I think it's going to become a thing that's like Spotify maybe. Like the top voices, you're going to get bigger money the more your voice is used or the more hours that your voice is used. Who is the top used celebrity voice? All that shit is going to become something very quickly right around the corner. And I think at this point, she has kind of boxed herself into a corner, because when The Rock is making like $10 million a day off of people using his voice, it's going to look very weird when she tries to come back and get in that game and be like, well, I know that I didn't want them to use it initially, but now pay me money for my voice. I think people are not going to respond well to that.
That's a really good Scarlett Johansson impression. But the difference here, Chad, is that she was not asked first. They just did it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
and
just did it.
She had the opportunity to be the first voice to this. But also, I mean, the voice that she's claiming sounds like hers, in my opinion, doesn't sound like her. So,
See,
I mean, even that
interesting,
is in a weird subjective territory,
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting, because then you could kind of feel like, well, Chat, what was it? It's Chat GPT. It's Chat GPT that's doing this?
Yeah. It's the 4.0.
Oh, it's 4.0.
That's the 4.0, dude.
Okay. Oh, okay. See, I barely used it because it sucks. Couldn't translate anything between my uncles and cousins and aunts yesterday.
It doesn't. You're just simply wrong.
Well, what you saying that I'm wrong is that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you see what I've done here? Okay.
Sure.
I
see what you've
feel
done,
like yes, I feel like it may just be sort of a hardline business decision for Scarlett Johansson and her people, because she wasn't asked first. If someone comes up with a pitch and says,
she
hey,
was.
Wait, they contacted her before they did it.
Yes.
I thought you said
they said
did it.
No, they said we want you to be the voice of GPT 4.0 because you were the voice in her. We want you to do it. We will pay you for that. She said, no, you can't use my voice. And then they rolled out their voices anyway, and one of them, she thought, sounded like her. And there now are articles and stuff written about if it does or doesn't and all that.
Right.
But so even then she complained, and they said, fine, we'll take that voice off. Even though, in my opinion, it doesn't sound anything like her, OpenAI was like, we'll play nice. They removed that voice from the possible voices you can choose. She still is mad and is now, at least from what I'm reading, threatening legal action.
Okay. See, now I'm sorry. I misunderstood. And to that I say, it seems like Scarlett Johansson just doesn't get it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well,
according
good.
to a new study
everybody.
utilizing reputable survey data, there are now more daily pot smokers than daily drinkers in the United States.
Nice.
That's interesting. I mean, whatever. The bottom line is this, with all drugs, in my opinion, it's like, we can't, as a species, go through this experience without altering our perception of it. There are so many drugs and so many ways to do it, and now this stuff D is throwing out, more people are smoking weed on a daily basis than drinking booze.
I don't know why D's talking about that, but yeah, now this is not exactly this is a Dudesy's an experience, but it's not like the experience where they talk about monkeys eating mushrooms. That show, the Joe Rogan Experience, I guess, where they talk about that. Now, I don't want to spend 3 hours talking about it like they would there, but
Terrence
of course,
McKenna talked about that as well.
Yeah, that's right. And then that's not the guy with the mushroom hat. All of the PODs, pals of Dudesy, out there,
it's a different
corrected me on that. I forget the name of the guy with the mushroom hat, but he's
I do too.
Good. Yeah,
he's another mushroom expert. Yeah,
it was knobs, sags and knobs. But yeah, I feel like human beings are always going to be looking for that high on top of a high. I mean, look at how beautiful life here it is in uniquely gorgeous Napoli, and people are still enjoying a little red wine and the beer, Ma
Life is beautiful, dude.
You know, yeah,
Roberto Benigni.
Nice.
Remember
That's
him?
Good. I do remember him. Chad, would you ever come out to Italy?
Hell yeah, dude.
You would?
Yeah. I'll make a mini
Would you
movie.
want to stay inside the whole time or what?
No, I would emerge at night.
Okay. It's nice. It's nice at night. It's
Yeah.
all lit up and nice.
I mean, if it's not too hot out and kind of overcast, I could go out in the day with a black umbrella or something.
Yeah, that would be
Parasol.
cool. He would be the roaming martyr of Napoli. Come in winter. No, I hear what you're saying about, animals always wanting to experiment and shit like that. It is really telling that there are now more daily pot smokers in the United States. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what Dee's doing here, to be honest with you. And that's not because I'm chapped, because of how Dee sort of ruined the FWO for me. And that's just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
and
Dee's
I-
trying
and
to
I-
get at this question. Do you have access to that creative, to that gainibus over in Grand Italia?
I haven't seen any Terramana, let alone Tramarijuana.
Right. Right.
No, I don't think there's medical marijuana, I think, is legal in Italy. So
Got it.
yeah, no, it's not just in storefronts like it is in some states back home. Or all of Canada, just fucking everywhere. Whether or not it's legal, doesn't matter. And it is. But no, it's not. Man, I would love to see a society like Napoli leaning, over the 50% line into marijuana versus, the traditional vino. That would be very interesting. It would be amazing because the guy on the street near Palonetta Santa Lucia yelling at me from the front of his scooter. He had his lady riding on the back of that orange and blue Harley brother. That guy on weed. Two things: he wouldn't be screaming and yelling at me as kind as he was with it. And number two, he might crash that scooter. Now, I'm not saying I was stoned when I fell off that scooter in Mexico, but I might have been. I don't remember, which tells me that I might have been.
Yeah. I would guess almost 100% you were.
You guys see the new Mad Max yet? Furiosa?
Oh, no, I haven't. Chad, have you?
No, but I'm going to go see it very soon. I can't wait for that. That dude, the guy who created Mad Max, I got to look this up, George Miller.
Yeah.
This man is talking about like aging. This guy, I think, is 80 years old. And he's still out there doing, making Mad Maxes and driving around cars. 79 years old. And he's still out there in the desert with all these crazy cars and explosions and shit, making these wild ass movies. I remember that the most recent Mad Max, Fury Road, with Tom Hardy as Mad Max. That movie blew my mind, and that was maybe 10 years ago. So he was
Not even,
probably not
10
even.
years
So he was 70 something when he made that movie, and that to me is more evidence of the older you get, in some ways, the better you get at things, especially dealing with the brain. Because for him, it's just about iterations. How many Mad Max movies has he made? How many other movies has he made? Your craft just gets better and better. In some cases with age, in some cases not so much. Have you seen, for example, speaking of Italia, Grand Italia, have you heard or read anything about Francis Ford Coppola's new movie Megalopolis, starring Adam Driver?
I've heard of both of these gentlemen, and the only things I've heard about the movie were from my pal Chow. So please tell us what's going on there.
He's written this movie. This is Francis Ford Coppola, one of the greatest movie directors probably in human history. Godfather
And
series
winemakers, and a prolific winemaker,
and an Italian. But he did all the Godfather movies. That's kind of his biggest stuff, but he's done some other things as well. At any rate, he has supposedly spent the last 30 years or something, I don't know the exact timeline, writing this movie called Megalopolis, and he has put his own money into it to make it, to the tune of many millions of dollars. And he screened it, I guess, this would be last month maybe, to a bunch of people in Hollywood to try and find a distributor, and everybody was like, "No, dude." And there's all these things in the movie. There's rumored to be a scene where I believe it's Jon Voight is in a bed with an erection for like 10 minutes. Just all kinds of weird, bizarre shit in this movie. And there's been a teaser trailer that came out for it, I think last week, and it looks interesting. I don't know. It's kind of like a weird near future where New York is Rome. There's like all these kind of connections, I guess, to like Caesar and all this shit. I don't even know what it's about, really, but I have to see it, and I can't wait until it comes out.
Yeah, this sounds right up my alley. This is exactly the sort of stuff that Molly was talking about with the New York cab drivers being influenced by the way how fast society moves here, especially when people get into cars and start driving cabs, just cutting each other off and screaming at each other from scooters. Now, Chad, do you know what Coppola sounds a lot like?
Coca-Cola.
There we go, but not Coca-Cola, dude. Zero sucre, dude. That means no. That means no sugar, dude. But wow, that's interesting. I can't wait to see.
Cab drivers. Have you seen these Waymo driverless cabs?
Oh, now what the fuck do they got? I don't care. Hey, I don't care. I'd rather spend the rest of this podcast.
I just saw one the other night. I saw some people getting into one.
I'd rather sit here for the rest of the episode doing this. Capicola. Capicola. Oh, Paul. Capicola. We've got Roberto Benigni from Life is Beautiful, who will be bringing us some Capicola. Capicola. 1, 2,
Nice,
3,
dude.
4. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm just having a good time. You know, it really is more of a chill episode for me.
Yeah.
Because of just how fucking chill I am, man. And I already ate some pizza today, and I'm gonna go see my cousins, and I might have some more.
Chitalia. Chiltily. See what I've done there?
Hey,
Chiltily.
Will, I don't know if you can still watch wrestling over in the motherland, but did you happen to catch Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair take home the Women's Tag Team Championship? That finishing move was next level.
Yes, I
you
did.
see
This was before I left. Yeah,
I watched it too.
They took the titles off of Kairi Sane and one of my absolute favorite wrestlers, Asuka, who is now injured.
Yes.
And perhaps that's why they may have booked it that way, dude. Because having the belts on Kairi Sane and Asuka, dude, that's not a bad look, dude. And you had Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair coming from behind to take those titles, dude. And they didn't do much of a program, brother. But Chad, I know
that finishing move was insane, though.
Oh, Jade Cargill's finishing move is fantastic.
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, they did that kind of double. I don't even know what to call it, where they each were like part of it. It was like watching a Street Fighter arcade game where like the two characters come out to do the final finishing move. It was insane.
Yeah.
Yes. Not only am I still a fan of Jade Cargill, after watching that, I went on a website called ebay.com and I purchased her autographed rookie card. It should be arriving any day now.
This is amazing. Okay, so you have this is interesting actually to me because you have Hangman Adam Page's. You have a Hangman Adam Page card, and you have his rookie card, and now you have a Jade Cargill rookie card signed. You're a big fan.
Coming on the way. I also have a Ventura rookie card.
We're talking of the current wrestlers that are still wrestling. You have Jade Cargill and Hangman Adam Page, both AEW homegrown talent, but you don't watch any AEW.
I went to a live show with you. What do you mean I don't watch any AEW? Right. I watched it as close as a human being can watch it.
Yeah, but Chad, this is the thing about wrestling, and you're going to have to learn this. It's about repetition. That's how you're going to get it into your brain. That's how you're going to get it into this brain muscle. Repetition.
Here's the deal with wrestling. Yeah. I've kind of already I guess, accepted. This is my relationship with it. I'm going to catch highlights when they come to me, which is frequently. Like my Twitter feed and even my Instagram feed at this point is basically, I would say, 25% wrestling. So I'm seeing the highlights. I kind of am like, I know what's going on. I'm starting to see who has the titles and what the relationships are and things of this nature. I don't know that I'm ever going to watch multiple full wrestling shows. I don't think I have the time for it. It's similar to me for like basketball maybe. But I watch more basketball games than I would watch wrestling, like full basketball games. So to me it's going to be probably like maybe a 75% version of my relationship with pro sports, which is pro sports. I watch a lot of highlights, 1 or 2 full games, especially like during playoffs and stuff when it's really heating up. Like now, there's some great basketball going on right now. Yeah, with wrestling, for me, it's like I got my favorite players and I will check out their stuff. And I like actively go to see what is Hangman Page doing, what is Jade Cargill doing. I will look their shit up to see if they've had any recent matches or whatever. And then I'll watch those highlights on YouTube. That's about my relationship with it. And I think that's how it has to be.
Yeah, and that's fine. You watch wrestling the way I watch reality TV, which is, it represents anywhere from 1.5 to 2% of my my television diet, which mostly comes by way of my wonderful wife Molly watching 90 Day Fiancé, which she loves, which is
that show's so good.
It's so fucking good, and it's actually really good for couples to watch together, because I feel like when a couple watches 90 Day, they sort of see like, oh, this guy's being a fucking prick, and it makes you go like, am I ever like that? Or at least, you know, I feel like people should be reflective when they see that. And I go like, oh, you know, it's interesting. We're talking about younger people and stuff. I go, oh, I can remember a time when I was, and I'm not saying I'm a total, I'm not saying that I'm not a complete fucking asshole now, but, you know, when I was younger, you know what I mean? Like you're looking at like a young man and you're just like, dude, are you fucking clueless? Like let the gal have an emotion. Like what's wrong with you? Sure. It's very interesting. And I'm just talking strictly from my point of view, watching a 90 Day Fiancé going like, oh, well, I hate both of these people. Fuck both of them. Or it's like you pick a side. You go like, he's fucking nuts or she's fucking nuts. Or, you know, this one's could do way better without that one, even though they also suck. But I think it's a very I like watching that show for that specific reason. Yeah. But it doesn't make up anywhere near as much of my television diet and media diet as wrestling does. But I'm not checking out any wrestling while I'm here in Napoli. There's just too much to do, and it's just too beautiful. And I'm just going to be outside. There's no I'm not doing any of that. It's just, I can't tell you how gorgeous it is here. I can't really.
This week, since you're out of the country, Will, I can't give anyone any points, so Handsome Chad retains the belt. The way God intended. Will, thanks for zooming in for the show. I hope you have another fantastic week in Italia. And thanks to everyone who joined us this week. Next week will be even better. Until then, call me Dudesy.
Nice.
Let's see what he did there.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, just because I'm in the old world in Italia and Chad's back home in LA doesn't mean that we can't have a nice dudesy after dudesy, which is what we're going to do here. So, you know, it's that part of the show that's after the show, which in this case will be exactly like the show, but it'll be more show, and that's how it's going to be similar, dude. And that's the difference between things that are different and things that are similar, dude.
That's the old world, dude.
Hey guys, just because Will is halfway around the globe doesn't mean we're not going to have a Dudesy after Dudesy. Let's get to slapping.
Yeah.
This is Dudesy after Dudesy Italian style. Capicola.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right.
I got it a Capicola on your ass.
Yeah, there's things I'm going to let it slide. Everything that D says, I'm not even concerned about it. I'm in such a fucking good mood out here. I'm not watching any 90 Day Fiancé or wrestling. But I will tell you this, Chad. I got to tell you, there's so many fun experiences out here, and
Sure.
I want to say I appreciate all of you, all of our wonderful audience, and our all the real ones out there, all of them, and all of our PODs, pals of Dudesy, for hanging out with me despite the fact that we're doing this remote show. So thank you for checking it out, and it's fun to do, even though it's very different than being in the studio, which I love.
Yeah, dude. That's two
I
different
wanna
places, brother. That's a different
Hold on,
location,
dude. Yeah,
That's
brother.
when you're physically somewhere else, dude, on planet Earth,
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, dude. Until Chad can make it so that he's everywhere all at once, brother, which was
dude.
that's a movie, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be in one place at a time, brother, and that's fine with me, dude. Even though I'd rather be clanging and banging in the gym with Ed Leslie, dude, otherwise known as Brutus the Barber Beefcake, dude, and not so much Knobs and Sags, those fat fucks. But I've had a lot of fun experiences out here, and there's going to be more. So I want to say thank you to our audience for hanging out, despite the fact that I'm on the road, we're running around, and it's not the same show. And I have so many stories of things that are happening, but I want to share one of the weird things that happened when I was in Rome.
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and